My mom told me not to talk to strangers on the internet, but I'm glad I didn't listen. We are the Certified Noonas, your sisters in the love of Asian entertainment.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Natalia.
And I'm Sky.
And it's the end of the month. So you know what that means. It's the What We're Watching episode. This is the episode for anyone who's never listened to us before, maybe new to us, and this is their first one of these, where we just tell you what we've been watching this month, Asian entertainment-wise. And we pick two that we like, and then we do a little speed round, a little quick speed round at the end. That's the whole shebang. That's it. That's
shebang.
And you know what? The people, they love it. The people, big fans. The audio listeners, big fans. And this week, we're going in the order that I added us to the chat room where I'm recording this. So Sky is going first because I added her first. So Sky, tell us something that you have been watching.
So I'm going to talk about Pursuit of Jade. As far as where it is, so before I forget, and I'll try to remember to mention again, but I am watching it on Netflix just because that's the app that like shows up first on my Roku. But it's also on iQIYI. Okay. And upon recording day, if you're trying to get like the last handful of episodes, now you can do that pass thing on iQIYI. I have not done that. I cannot attest to any of those things. But as of recording day, some people have done that and finished the episodes. Also, there was a leak to where that was a whole thing too, but like
whole shenanigan.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm watching on Netflix. I have iQIYI too, though. It just so happens I'm being lazy. So Pursuit of Jade, it is 40 episodes. I have watched, I think, to like 34 at this point. Okay. It will be for me done very soon, but it looks like it's also on Tencent and things like that. I can't attest. I don't have those.
It's one of those. It's everywhere.
Yeah, like it's as far as the production company itself, Tencent and iQIYI. It looks like possibly. So I'm going to be very careful to not like spoil. So I'm not going to get like super into it, but I will say about this historical C-drama. So like politics. There are going to be politics. There's also going to be blood. Like, so those
there
are
will
your
be blood.
Be aware.
There will be blood. There will be violence, torture, the typical C-drama historical content warnings. And also, so to clear also, but right out of the gate, episode 1 first 5 to 10 minutes, and then recurring a little bit in some other episodes. Animal, so she is the lead character lady. She is a pig butcher. That is her job. Therefore,
okay,
I fast forwarded through a handful of things. And it is right out of the gate. She is at a, it's like the year-end thing for somebody else. She got hired to go butcher a pig. So like that is what is occurring. I cannot attest to what it looked like because I was not watching that part. So
fair enough.
Fair.
And then if you're not cool with war, you got to get real cool with that real quick.
You're gonna have a bad time. Bad time.
So because our two leads, one is a pig butcher lady, and she is as cute as a button, super sweet. She lost her parents like, I want to say it was like 6 months prior to like when the story is starting. And she has a little sister, like a little super cute sister with little cute hair. Adorable. And she's adorable, but she has like kind of, when I say super strength, it's not like she has magical strength, but she definitely has a level of strength that no typical woman would have, much less if you're a petite, tiny person, which she is.
You've got butcher strength.
Well, so like, but more than that, like.
Okay. All right.
She is out-strengthening the dudes. And you're just kind of like, oh, but it's not a magic thing. It's just kind of how she's built.
She's just beefy, like secretly beefy.
She's this tiny girl.
Dense.
She is. Like, so right out of the gate, pretty much on her way back from doing this thing, she stumbles across something in the snow. She's like, oh, it's a dead guy. Oh, no. Sorry to disturb your rest, mister, essentially. And then she's like, oh, he's alive. Oh, no. I don't have she doesn't have money. Like, she's trying to exist with her sister now, but that they don't have parents and stuff. And she's like, I don't have money to take care of another guy. Like, what are you talking about? And then, of course, she's trying to walk away and be like, I don't care. And she's like, oh. So she
damn
asks,
it, I'm a good person. Damn it, damn my morals.
So to attest to her strength, she goes and grabs this guy and piggybacks this floppy, very bloody dude. Face caked in blood, does not know he's attractive. Just for the record, she was a good citizen before
he was hot.
Pretty.
Listen, if he had been an uggo, she'd have been a good citizen too.
Yes,
just so you know.
I want to point that out. And he was really close to death. So like essentially, she's like wall neighbors with this cute older couple. Who he's essentially a veterinarian. He's like the town vet / doctor, question mark. So he helps get the dude out of the woods eventually, but he's in really bad shape. Like he's crippled for quite a while, and really stoic dude, really quiet man. And he of course like comes up with a different name and things. There's a lot of shenanigans. I don't want to get into, but like we go from there. And so she struggles to put food on the table, and it ends up being things like the pig organs and stuff like that. And he's from the capital, and he's not used to eating like that. And he's really down to earth, but he's just honestly not used to eating like that. So the first, like, she thinks she's given him something really good. For them, it's a treat.
He's like, the hell is this?
And he's being really nice about it. He tries to hide the fact that he's not eating it because he's not used to that. He eventually gets over it. And it's just really cute. It's not insta-love stuff. What's just kind of nice is like she is putting food on the table for him, and that's that way for quite a while. Like they struggle. And so for reasons like the uncle wants to come grab the house type stuff, which they would be on the street, and that's a big problem. So in order to survive, she pretty much begs him to marry her as a live-in son-in-law, quote unquote, situation in order to keep the house and her stuff and all that. So it really was just a property thing. It was contract marriage essentially, but they didn't do a contract. But it was just to try to help them exist. And it benefited him too. They were not romantic at that point. But anyway, from there you end up figuring out the dude's a general. It's a thing. And then we end up in war, and then there's a lot of dead people, and then there's a cute other
war
little
were declared situation.
There's a gal in town that she runs a restaurant, and she's really cool, and they become fast friends. The butcher gal and her, they become really close friends, and she has like this secret son who's around the same age as her little sister, and so they're cute. These two little kids run around together in this restaurant, adorable. There's threats. I don't want to get into it because it's spoilers, but it's really fun. A lot of people are eating it up because the dude drank his respect women juice. So
love it.
Nice.
He is a very kind man. He's not trying. The reason he's not giving his identity is just to like protect the situation because people are obviously after him too, and it's not like
he ended up in the snow covered in blood for a reason. You know?
Yeah.
And then
I don't even watch the show, and I can tell that. Like,
and pretty quickly, like assassins show up, and he assumes they're for him. They're not for him; they're for her. And everyone's like, "What? Like, what's that about?" So then, mystery, have to figure it out. Lots of things, but then I wish I could remember what episode, but we really are in war at some point, and she is. I don't want to get into it, but there's some guys from the town that end up being her little crew. They call them the pig slaughtering crew. And they're kind of her bodyguards as she makes her way through this war to do stuff. But she's awesome, so she kicks tail. And I
did see a clip of like a battle sequence, and I was like, I'm a bit sold right now.
And I will say about this actress, as far as what I've actually seen her in other pictures and clips of her in other roles, she does have pretty good strength. Like she does actually piggyback her male leads quite often. She's this tiny lady, and she is. And there's this picture of her woodworking, like in real life. She's ripped. So like,
wow,
respect.
This girl's got a bustle.
Which like, I wouldn't have been able to tell that from like her attire in this show or anything, but like,
she's a little muscle mommy. We love to see it.
She has a little muscle. So like, it's really fun. It's really sweet. But if you can't handle the whole like, lots of people getting ganked and blood out the mouth and all that stuff, it's very much an aspect of it. I mean, I'm sure some people watch this stuff and like fast forward through all the battle scenes, but the battle scenes are a huge aspect of what we're doing.
And that's valid. That's a valid thing. We're not even gonna. We're not shaming.
No, I wasn't. I was just saying, like,
it's totally.
It's not one or two battles. Is all I'm trying to say. And another content warning: child endangerment, child trafficking. Essentially, her sister goes missing at one juncture, and so she's trying to go look for her. And in process of that, she is taking down a lot and finding a lot of children. And it's kind of a short-lived thing, but like
thread.
Be aware.
It's an episode or two of that. So like, none of the like crimes are shown, but as far as transporting of children is shown, that's an aspect. Lots of kid stuff. Just be careful, because like even later on, more child abuse and stuff, because bad dudes are bad.
Well, this would be an odd time for me to say this, but I think I'm gonna start checking this out.
This is probably time in life.
And I'm pro any of that. But you've sold the drama to me.
Yeah.
What I thought was really nice about what I want to say about like the first bit that I've spoken on. I really liked how they weren't even necessarily, the leads aren't necessarily even friends. They were just like in a shared awful circumstance, and they were supporting each other. And then like slowly it was like, maybe we're friends type thing. And maybe we're just like making sure you're existing correctly. So that's that. You also have like a rival in love thing. He thinks he is anyway. She's not caring.
he has a belief. She's not reinforcing that belief in any way, but he's on his own situation. A classic male caper, really.
But it's really, it's really funny because like I really think that guy looks like a dude from One Wee for some reason. He just does. And so I always like, I'm just picturing him like singing like the entire time, but it's fine. It's just, I'm always very banned in my brain, and so it's like, why is he always showing up? Like, why are you here? Oh, it's a totally different guy.
Why are you here? Exactly.
Why are you here doing this? And then I watched a different show, and I'll get into that later, but a guy from that looks like in Flying. I'm seeing my band kids like everywhere. I'm like, why are you here?
No, I watch a lot of vertical dramas, as the people know. And there's this one actor, and he showed up in one today, and I call him Poor Man's I Am, because he looks like vague, like he looks like if someone sort of made like a police sketch of I Am, and that turned into a person. Because like it's like it looks like him, but not quite. Yeah.
So, and I will say, so the cinematography on Pursuit of Jade, beautiful. Like even the battle scenes, like just shot really cool. I've watched enough reels, people talking about this show. Some people are like, oh, over beautifying people. I don't think that's really a thing. But anyway, it is very pretty. They do make sure everyone is always in very pretty lighting. It's just one of those really slick looking shows, other than
it's like, oh, the people are too beautiful. Oh, your steak's too juicy. Your lobster's too buttery. What are you talking about?
Right. Like, they're trying to say, like, is it catfishing how pretty this actor is or that actor is? Like,
that's not catfishing if that's what they look like.
They're actors. They're weird, right?
Like, they're gonna be good. You're gonna be good looking. You're an actor in a Chinese drama. You're gonna be, and you're playing the lead role. You're gonna be good looking. Like,
it's like, you mean the dude that had a lot of other lead roles where he was pretty there. Okay, got it.
Oh, you're shocked? You're shocked that the leads in this Chinese drama are ethereally good looking? Are you new here? Is this your first day on Earth? Come on now. Get out. Like I was born at night, but I wasn't born yesterday. Get out of here with this nonsense.
But it is fun, like if you can handle the violence, because it is. I also want to say, even before the war, her town gets pretty much annihilated. Like, I mean, there's just a lot.
I've heard really good things about it. I just haven't had. I didn't mean to start it. See, here's what happened. For anyone who tuned in last week, we watched another vaguely historical, long Chinese drama, and I try to like space them out a little. All right, like. Because otherwise, because I start
the way you should
events. I start mixing up events between them.
Yeah. Which is what you should do, but then if you're like me and then you get on a really bad kick, suddenly I'm overlapping like 2 to 3. And so like
So I'm probably gonna be starting it like next week, because after it's all out, then I can watch it at leisure.
I will say the episodes go down real smooth.
That's what I've heard. I've heard
you'll be liking the binge of that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm excited. Mm-hmm.
It is really fun. I do encourage people and again, I'm not super duper acquainted with a ton of C-drama stuff, so
this is a new love that she's found recently.
Yeah. I will say, I do not think this plot line is too confusing, but I will say once we get talking about politics, we're talking about politics, and in this case, a lot of the people that get discussed are not like in the court visually. Mm-hmm. They're always just these nebulous people that you don't even get shown quite often, and so it gets pretty confusing for a while. Until finally it's like, now that we're at battle, oh, that's the guy we've been talking about. You know what I mean? Like, it makes a little bit more sense when you finally see, oh, this is the big bad that we've been discussing or whatever. Prior to that, we haven't seen him much, so we don't even know what's going on. So, again, since I'm not used to those types of discussions and I'm not used to battle-heavy C-drama historical yet, it was a little confusing.
You're very quickly coming up to speed, though. With
the give me 2 weeks. I'm also watching female journal. Like, I'm all over the place. Like, I'll be fine. But I'm just saying, if it is someone's first brush with it, it might be a little confusing. They'll eventually explain it. Don't worry too much. Like, I didn't worry my little head about it. I was like, they'll explain it whenever we get to that point. It's fine.
I'm gonna take us into something very different on literally every possible metric you can think of. I did mention this briefly in our last, because it started in January. So I actually started on January 31st. So I've been watching this as it airs diligently. And so I mentioned in my speed round, but I wanted to talk about it. And that is the Thai drama Duang with You, which is on iQIYI. The vibe. Okay, let me just do the basic vibe. Okay, it's a rom-com. It's a gay college rom-com. It's like catnip to me. But the energy of it is dumb golden retriever and tsundere black cat energy. Ooh. But what is unintentionally, and this is not, I can tell that this may not have been an intentional choice by the writers, but the actors are sure delivering on this, is that what if someone with unmedicated ADHD was really into someone with undiagnosed autism? And both of them are in art college. One of them is in painting and one of them is in jazz. What if we did that? What if we had so the basic plot is there's this character, all right, this character of a young man named Duang, and he's in painting college. He's going to fine art school, and he stims all over the place, okay? He's just bouncing off of every wall. He's changing topics wildly while discussing things, but you know what his favorite topic is? His favorite topic is this jazz guitarist who attends college named Jin, Qin. Who's very standoffish and only has 2 friends, and people are always hitting on him, and he's always like, I don't think so. Like, I'm not interested in you. Leave me alone. So anyway, he sees him performing with a band at like, you know, the beginning of school, and is like, that's the man for me. I've never felt anything quite like this. I'm going to put all of my effort into wooing this man, to the point where he then goes up to him in public and is like, I'm going to hit on you and make you fall in love with me. And now Jin's 2 friends, who are used to people approaching this, he's very good looking, I'll give him this, you know, cool tsundere good looking man. They're like, oh, here we go again. But instead of being like, get away from me, Jin instead says, okay, dude, I'd like to see what you come up with. Essentially, and what he comes up with is stupid, because the most important part about this character that you need to know is he's not the brightest bulb in the pack, but he's very earnest, and he's very energetic, and he's very excited about getting this guy to fall in love with him. So he's doing all sorts of things. Meanwhile, Jin is just being like, oh, okay, maybe I spoke too soon. Like, you're definitely, but I gotta play it cool, because, like, of course, you can tell that he's like, okay, I'm kind of into this weirdo who's approaching me. And it's not a complex show. All right, it's getting into like, oh, why does Jin turn down everyone who asks him out? Could he have some, I don't know, like, unresolved trauma from his youth about it? Like, maybe. Oh no, they were paired together for some sort of like performance competition. This actually, okay, there's this long plot involving like they're putting on, like, the school student council is putting on this like dance performance like competition. But what it actually, and there was like, those 2 were paired up to be like dance partners for this like performance, but the other 2 had real like Ryan and Sharpay from High School Musical energy, but like not siblings. And one of them, when he was gay, they meant it, like, you know, because like I don't know if anyone else is a High School Musical head out here, but they presented the gayest man you've ever seen, and then in High School Musical 3 inexplicably were like, and he has a crush on this girl. No, he doesn't. Right? No, he didn't. Get out of here. But anyway, but enough about that. And so, like, there's like a weird, like, just sort of sojourn where they have like a dance competition against like this universe's version of like Ryan and Sharpay. It was like okay, and then it's like you meet their families, and like Duang's family is super like excitable, and all of them probably have ADHD, and then like Jin's family is all very proper, like, you know, like matter of fact and stuff, and you're like, okay, see what we're doing here. There's also like, of course, there's like a side plot about like one of Duang's friends like hooking up with some guy at a bar, and I'm like, okay, cool, like I don't care about this. Get back to the fun nonsense. And so basically the show is perfect if you want a show that is just silly and is like, the stakes are not very high as of like, what episode are we on here? We're on episode 9 of 12 is coming out the weekend after we record this, so like 8 episodes in, like there hasn't been like,
this would be like the climax of conflict, right? Typically,
like the climax of conflict was like him. I can't say what it is,
right,
but it's
right.
like it wasn't.
I'm just saying, like this is
the
stakes are still low.
The stakes were like, if you can resolve the major conflict in one episode, it wasn't that major of a conflict. Is all I'm saying. But it's one of those shows that it's like, that's actually not why you're here. Why you, the viewer, are here is to watch a cute show with cute people being cute together, and then 2 fellas are gonna smooch in it. and it's delivering on all of the, it said I'm gonna deliver exactly what the vibes that you want from it.
Nice.
As with many TBLs, it is based on a novel, and the title of the novel is Not the Best but Still Good, and that theme shows up quite a bit in it. It is a goofy little show. It's really good vibes only. There's like one guy, I love his face, all right? He's like one of Jin's friends, and the actor's name is Tirati Exatian. And his face, he has like the most like arched like brows, like they're so like, he always looks like he has like, he's being sneaky, like he's got a sneaky little like secret that he's not telling you, and I don't know what, I love him. I'm just like, and he's always like like, I'm like, but he's not doing anything like sinister. He'll just be like, oh, you guys are going on a date, and like, I'm just like, I love your face, dude. Like,
nice.
Like you'd be such a good like vizier, you know? You know what I mean? Like, I'm into his whole deal.
What's a vizier? Yeah,
like a vizier,
like
Jafar,
the vizier,
the grand vizier. I said it weird.
Got it.
I said it weird. But yeah, like he'd be, like a good like sort of like sinister side character, just because he's got like real sneaky face, and I love him. I'm like, you're serving in every scene. You're serving, and I'm here for it. Yeah, this one's a fun one. Technically, it's very clear the main character Duang is a pansexual rep, friends. He's like, I don't care what gender anyone is, I'm here on vibes. And you're like, hell yeah, brother, hell yeah. It's a goofy show. I'm loving it. Every Saturday I get to watch it and go oh, what a fun time we had. And it's like this Saturday.
How long are the episodes?
The episodes are like 50 minutes.
Huh?
Yeah, so it's like one of the longer, well, it's a type BL, so it's like that's like a standard. It's not like super spicy or anything. Like, it's literally only rated 13 plus according to MDL. There's some shirtless smooching, an indication that perhaps a little downtown action went down, but like, you don't see anything. It's just like, oh no. Oh no, a shirtless man, what will I do? It's fun. It's a fun, cute show. Do recommend. It's on iQIYI. It's cute. It's just goofy and cute. Big fan of the energy this show's putting out. Amanda, I know you've been watching something.
I have.
You're always up to something.
I am going to talk about a Japanese drama that I watched in a place that you can find in the world.
Of course.
Partially, I'm going to discuss it because it is very cute and it is very extremely Vicky coded. So I have a feeling it's going to show up.
We should ask Vicky to get it.
The final episode came out like last week or something, or 2 weeks ago, and I have a feeling. I mean, it's got Vicky poster face, and it's got like it's called Mr. Kurosaka's Pure Love Never Stops. And it's, I believe, based on a novel or a manga. And I will give it a little preface. There is a slight age gap in this, and she is like a high school senior, and he's a little bit older, like 22, something like that. But he is she's the much more mature character. So it doesn't feel like there's no power
as it works
imbalance
when you're those ages.
Yeah, like it's very okay. She's helping him through things and stuff, so it's not. It never feels like, oh, this is a creeper being creepy. So I will, but if that still bothers you, then this is not for you.
Don't watch it. Easy
exactly.
peasy.
So
use your free will to just say, nah, next.
Yeah. So she's like a high school senior who spends all of her free time working in her family's onigiri shop. It was her mother's dream, and she ran this shop, and it was great. And then her mom died a couple years ago, and she wants to pursue her mother's dream and like keep her mom's dream alive. So she and her dad run this little shop. She's got two younger brothers, one who's sort of like middle school kind of age, and one who's like tiny and adorable, you know, like 6 and cute, because of course. And one day this regular customer of hers walks in and hands her a bank book with a billion won in it, or whatever, like
Yen.
basic yen. There we go, a billion yen, and says,
"You're like, I figured it out. What is it? What is it?"
And he's like, I have a billion yen. Will you marry me? And she went, pardon? Like, sir, I've just been giving you like a tuna rice bowl, you know, every day for the last year. That's not really the start of a marriage situation. And he's like,
it's like the whatever happened to hello, how are you?
She's like, what? And basically, this is a story. After that, things happen, and she basically says to him, like, listen, dude, I need you to stop trying, because I'm not interested. I'm not going to fall in love with you or marry you for money. I'm not going to marry. My parents loved each other very, very much, and I want to have a love match. I'm not interested in your money. I'm not interested in the fancy gifts you bring. And like, the gifts he gets her are very thoughtful gifts. Like, he buys her really expensive, like, sneakers, or like leg massagers and stuff, because he's like, I know you're on your feet all day and that must be really hard, and so like, here's a really this is the best model you can get, and it'll really help you, you know. And she's like, okay, but I don't know you, so please stop buying me expensive things.
But sir, still,
this is a Wendy's.
It's not changed. We're still encountering the issue.
So he takes the rejection, though. Like, when she is very, like, her little brother's like, you got to be clear with this guy, and so she just lays it right out, and she says, like, you are making me uncomfortable, and I need you to stop. And he goes, heard, and I won't bother you again. And he walks away. And it turns out he's an author. His editor is like his only friend. He's an older guy, and he's giving him like the worst relationship advice. So this is like a story of two people who have never dated or been in love with anybody ever before, who are both massive overthinkers and are getting advice from like the worst sources ever. So like, the reason why he did this was because his editor made an offhand comment about how, well, yeah, a guy with a billion yen in his bank account, who could say no if he proposed? So that in his head, he went, oh, okay. So if I have money,
women will like me.
Like, the reason it's her, because a year ago, he was going through a massive spiral with his writing and feeling alone, and he didn't eat for like 3 days because he couldn't write and he couldn't focus and he couldn't function. And he finally like went out into the world to try and find some food, thinking maybe if I put some food in my body, my brain will work again. Because yes, that's how that works. Your brain needs fuel to function. And he came across her little onigiri shop, and when he said to her, she says, what flavor do you want? And he said, I don't know. I haven't eaten in 3 days, and I just don't know. I need something that I can put in that will stay down. And she got very upset at hearing that this man had not eaten in 3 days. And she was like, listen, this one is good for an upset stomach. This one is good. If you put this sauce on it, it will help it stay down. I will write you out the recipe so you can make it when you get home. You know what? I will give you some of the ingredients that you need so you can just take it. And it was like, oh, this person took care of me. This person cared. And nobody cares, right? So after that, he goes into the shop every day and gets a rice ball because it feels like good home cooked food for him. And so he starts saving up his money so that he can ask her to marry him. And she's like, so the first episode ends with basically he comes by the shop one last time just to like see her one last time before he, and there's a guy being really mean to her in the shop, and he like protects her from that. And so then she chases him down and says like, could we start with getting to know each other? Like,
hello, how are you?
Right? What if we become acquaintances? And he's like, acquaintances? I love it. Like, this is the best day of my life.
What an idea.
What a crazy novel idea.
And of course,
I mean, use that in my book.
Like the second episode, the like editor guy is like, oh, she said she wants to be friends. Oh, you've been friend zoned, my dude. Like that's, and it's like, no, like
He's like,
stop listening to this man.
Isn't that great?
That's
Listen,
a way a good
men
relationship
need friends
starts.
too.
Like, right? Like it was just so it's very cute. It's very silly. But it is also very sweet, and she has these memories of her mom and how her mom just, loved people and thought that her shop should be a way to serve people and make their lives better. And so she's trying to uphold that. That's the aspect of her shop and her mom's dream that she's trying to uphold, is to be a beacon in the neighborhood and to be somebody who is kind and friendly to everyone who comes in the door and just make their life a little bit better. And he is just a sad, lonely boy with very low social skills and just, yeah, like it's cute though. And she's very adorable and she's very mature for her age, and it's very, I just very like, no, shut this down and let's go back 6 steps. You've run ahead again. Let's reel it back in. Like, and his editor is just like when his editor first sees her, he flips out. He's like, "You didn't tell me she was in high school. You can't stalk a girl in high school. That's a creeper behavior. It's a crime." Like,
you know what? The first good advice his editor gave him.
Yeah, right. And it was like, and she's like, "Oh, actually, like, I asked him to meet me at the park to hang out, and it was like a really chill hangout with her brothers and everything." And they were just, she's like, "This is how you get to know people. You hang out with them and you go for walks and sit on the swings.
You have a
like,
normal, normal time.
Let's be normal." So it's, but it's cute. It's very cute. I highly recommend if/when it shows up on Viki, or if you're adventurous and you want to go out.
Listen, Vicky's picked up way more questionable things than this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
just saying.
It's cute. It's very cute. And they're, it's pretty people being pretty together.
Classics.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't say. You don't say people who work in television are good looking. Oh, this is new information.
So what else have you been watching, Sky?
I've been torn like which thing to talk about, but I'm gonna go with the one that has way more episodes, but I won't be able to talk about like most of them because again, spoilers. But
fair enough.
I'm gonna talk about another C drama, but this time it's a wuxia, which means you get some like, I'm gonna call it magic, but people could probably jump me for that. But like, fantasy
elements.
We have energy weapony things.
It's
cultivation.
Yeah.
If you don't know, you'll figure it out as you watch it.
If you don't know, you will after you watch this.
Yeah. You'll be like, oh, that. Which again, I'm not sure. I don't think I've watched a full wuxia. I think this might be my first.
The Untamed.
Okay, that one. This will be my second.
You watched The Untamed. That is
first hetero one. There we go.
Fair enough.
Which, anyway, so Love the Clouds. It does look like it was originally on Youku. I'm sure it still is, but I watched it on Netflix because Netflix was like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Hey." The actress was in Love Between Lines, which I loved. I was like,
nice.
I was like, she's like a fighter person. What are we doing? I have to see what we're doing, and then I'm halfway through the show suddenly. So like that's what we did. I really, really did like it. And so I'm only going to talk about like just the very beginning because a lot of it would just be spoilers after that. But so essentially you're introduced, she is a fighter. She has won 7 tournaments in a row of this tournament thingy, which is important. And you don't really get explained right away like why it's important, but it's evidently really important to her, especially. She's always hidden, like, again, I'm going to use the term magic, but like there's an illusion that she casts on, like, she presents as male.
Okay.
During, I think, her entire existence, but specific, like, she's very well known, but as a dude and as a prince of this thing because she has been successful at what she's doing. Do we see her male form much at all? No. Like, we see like 2 seconds of that in a battle-y thing that we're doing, and then we don't really see that presentation much because we see our gal. So anyway, she ends up losing because she got poisoned with this stuff that like drains her powers and whatever, like right at the end of this tournament thing. And she just gets booed out of her position, her kingdom, her family, pretty much. And she doesn't have powers. So, like, if she keeps using her power, she's going to drain them and like eventually croak. Like, it's this whole thing. So her and her spirit cat dude, who's a cute little guy, she pretty much goes and tries to track down. She, of course, assumes the person that poisoned her was the person that won against her in the tournament, which is a fair assumption.
That seems fair.
Fair assumption. First time that she's gone up against this guy, and he was really good and beat her, which, again, no one has done that since she's been like 13 or 15 or something. Anyway, so she goes and she gets booed out of her kingdom. So she goes to an entirely different realm thing, and Disguise gets a job as like a restaurant gal type thing to cozy up to him because he's like a playboy type, and he's been on this like pleasure boat thing for like a month after he won, and so she's trying, and she's really not good at doing that. But she's trying.
It is a skill that someone whose whole thing is fighting would not possess. Yes.
But shenanigan, of course, she ends up pressuring to like go to his house, and then like secures her spot at his house and stuff in order to get closer to him, to try to figure out like, why, if you poisoned me, surely you have the cure. But of course she's not going to say it like that. It's going to be, I'm going to steal it from you once I find it, and you're the only one that probably has it because it's a super rare thing, blah blah blah. There's way more to this. He has a little dragon spirit animal dude. He's cool. He has like these cool piercings. It's a whole thing.
I love when they have like a little spirit animal that turns into a hot guy.
So you have she has this little white cat dude, and then there's this dragon dude. So like they're all running around, and then the main maid lady, the only other person at this house thing, is a moth. That's what she is. And she's lovely. She is. When she gets excited, her little antennae come out of her forehead. She's adorable. So like even just all that, I was sold. And we did a lot of shenanigans. We're doing a lot of, they're using each other as like, he's tired of people like trying to get him to have all these ladies at his house, essentially as spies, because everyone wants to know what he's up to and stuff. And he's just so tired of it. So he's totally fine using her as a shield, essentially. And she's of course fine using him to figure out, I need to not die. So that is all very basic, like first second episode. It is,
which is in the opening situation,
right? So like you figure this out really quick. There's 36 episodes of this.
And how long did it take you to watch it?
I wish I could remember what day I started, because again, I've been keeping up on Pursuit of Jade. I've been watching, and I'll tell you later, a lot of other stuff, and yet
you still had time.
It's been it's been less than a week, and I've powered through all 36 episodes. And given that I have a very busy, very, very busy life right now, especially this past week, I shouldn't have gotten that far. So we'll put it that way. I've been losing sleep.
Sometimes the drama, you need to lose sleep over it. It's just how it works. This is how it works.
So there's a lot to this drama. There's a lot of twists and there's a lot of secrets. So when I say it's 36 episodes, they're packed and there's a lot of back and forth and there's a lot of wow, we just did that type of moments. So I can't explain the rest of it because I thought the buildup was fun, even of like the small spoilers that I could say. It's better just to check them out yourself. Adorable, love it. They end up just being again? Love in the Clouds.
Love in the Clouds.
As far as title wise, I don't feel like you. The reason I wouldn't really remember that, it's not like his on the set, you're usually at his house quite often, and his house is more like on a sea. So like I'm not sure I would think the clouds thing until like the very end. You kind of do some cloud stuff. So like I'm not sure I would have tied that in my brain, but that's fine. Love it. I'm in love with all these people. It's great. Again, so content warnings for all the content warnings.
As previously mentioned,
but
war were declared.
So there's a lot of that. But whenever you're doing like the cultivation type battle-y things, it's less blood. And yet we're throwing up more blood more often. So like,
listen.
It's a lot of internal damage.
These things,
these things. That's the way it goes.
That's just the way their inner like chi has been disturbed, and that makes them pour blood out of all their orifices. We get it.
Especially when you're binging it, it's like, oh, we're doing this. Okay.
Oh, more blood. How are you? How y'all alive? Like if you run out eventually.
I just kept thinking, wow, these actors keep having to do that. Wow.
I really hope that they like pick the good tasting glycerin substitute. Put a little peppermint oil in there, make it a little pleasant for everyone involved.
I thought the like the CGI and stuff, like I thought it was all very pretty, like the sets and whatnot. They had a lot of very pretty skies and just a lot of cool stuff. But there's way more to it. It's not just between them. Like ends up, of course, the balance of the world is at stake. Later it's a big deal what we're doing. And everyone tracks down what they were trying to track down and figure things out. And more questions. More questions,
more
some
answers.
Some things I assumed were going to be like the main issue. It's like, oh no, we fixed that. Oh, we're doing something bigger now. Okay.
Like, they played you for fools. It was a real red herring. Like, we think, just kidding. Bait and switch.
I was explaining to Eric, it reminded me of Alchemy of Souls in the way that there's just a lot going on. Like, and Alchemy of Souls, one of the things I loved about it was I couldn't tell what we were really going after sometimes. Like, what I couldn't see the end really. And same thing with this. Like, I could kind of, but as far as then we threw way more turns and I'm like, I have no clue what we're doing now, but like, cool. Like, I'm just here. And I just thought a lot of the, again, since I'm not totally used to wuxia, The Untamed is the only one I've watched. So like, and it has its own stuff too, and this is a whole different world for that. Like, it's all different. So I really appreciate. Also, I about put this on Bluesky. I was like, he has like a cunty little like headband sometimes.
Hell yeah, brother!
Which he always has like cool like jewels and stuff, but they're like off-centered, like all I'm like,
because he's too cool to wear it symmetrical.
It felt very bisexual. I'm just saying.
Listen, that the bisexual energy to certain things really
him and his dragon, I'm just saying there's a bit of a vibe.
Listen, it was and I'm assuming they're thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years old.
Okay,
so like
I said that wrong. I was just meaning there's bisexual energy, not between them. They're just friends.
Well, listen,
I shouldn't have said it that
way. We don't know. They could have in the past. We're not here to judge.
That was not. No. I was just.
Now they're just friends. Like they tried it out once, it didn't work.
To be clear, that's not what I meant. I was just meaning stylistically because
you know what? If it is what you meant, it's valid.
The dragon had like these cool piercings in his ear and stuff, and I'm just like,
yeah.
I'm like, this is neat, man. Like, what are we doing?
God, you're selling me on all these long ass.
I almost messaged you, but I didn't want to do it until I was done, and I finished today, so that's why I'm talking about it too. But like, I was but also I thought this seems it's hyper popular. It was from last year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what month it was, because I've been so busy. So it was in October. I was super busy in October, so it's not like I clocked this.
Mm-hmm.
But it was hyper popular at the time. So I'm sure people who have been watching C-drama, staying up on all the C-drama stuff.
We're behind. We're behind.
We're behind, okay? Just let us. But
we understand.
Love it. And I loved her. And that's why I pressed play. Because like, I was like, I love this actress. I loved her in Love Between Lines. I want to see what she does in.
I would like to see more.
Yes. What are we doing? And I'm like, oh, we did this. Like, she's great. I've never seen this guy. He's great. Like, everyone was lovely.
That's
amazing. So, sorry if I just made everybody watch a 36 episode show.
Listen, that's been like the theme recently,
Like, I have no time, and yet I'm watching longer shows. You are. I don't know what's happening.
Right. And yet here you are.
Whatever brings you joy, you should watch it. That's
agreed.
What about you, Natalia? What else?
I'm doing another, like, let's bring us somewhere totally. Though it does have like a supernatural element to it.
Okay.
And you're wondering, is Natalia watching another college age BL? Shut up. I don't need your judgment in my life. All right. So this is sort of complicated to explain for someone who's not familiar with the series, but it's part 2 of season 2 of the show Fourever You. So it's technically part 4 of the whole overall series. And the name for this part is called The Sun from Another Star. It's on WeTV, but it's just Fourever You. It's just 4 as in the number 4, ever you, but like written out, not like the digit 4. FOUR, ever you, okay.
It'll be linked in the blog post.
It'll be linked in the blog post. It's fine. This was the one that I was actually like the most excited for in the series, and I'm really enjoying it. And so anyone who doesn't know me may not know that, one, I never really read synopses of things. I just click play on vibes alone, and that has worked out well for me. And 2, I am kind of obsessed with this middle-aged Thai actor.
The hot dad guy?
Hot dad from Naughty Babe. That's right. And guess who showed up as a hot dad in this one? I was like, whoa, that's so exciting. I had like a real Lee June moment, but I was like, hot dad from Naughty Babe. So basically, each of the parts of this show are like a romance between one med student and then one twink, essentially, is what's the setup. And so in this one, you've got like the dumbest of this like med student group, because they're all friends. This is like a classic setup in Thai college HBL. And he's like real beefy. He only wears like tank tops and shorts and like flip-flops and a bunch of tattoos, and he's just like he looks like he's really strong hugs. He's got a little mullet happening, like a little baby mullet situation. And he lives in this apartment building. And this apartment building got weird vibes. So anyway, his one of his boyfriend's best friend, who's a little art student, moves in to the apartment next door. Now, no one has wanted to move into this apartment because somebody got murdered there. But not just one person got murdered there. Like 3 people got murdered in this apartment in the last couple of years. So no one wants to rent
consecutively.
Yes. Like different unrelated people. Someone would like die under suspicious circumstances. Then it would be like empty for a while. And then someone who wasn't, wasn't scared of ghosts or whatever would move in, and then they would die. And so anyway, so it happened like a bunch. But so the rent on this apartment is so cheap.
$3.
Yeah, it's like a penny, right? So this art student's like, yeah, I'll move into this apartment. And then you quickly find out the reason he doesn't care is because he's a medium against his will. And so the ghosts are like doing their ghost thing where they're like reliving, you know, their deaths. And he's like, hey, y'all, can you like
chill? I got homework.
Chill. Like, yeah, like I'm trying to sleep. Can you like, you know, like rehang yourself like tomorrow? Like, please. And so like this beefcake next door is like, what is going on there? And unbeknownst to the first this show, I'm only like, it's 8 episodes, this chunk of this show, and there's only been like 4 episodes so far, and like each of them have been like really going on different plot arcs entirely. So like the first plot arc is like they're solving the mystery of how, like, who murdered one of the ghosts, because one of the ghosts was like friends with the guy next door, and his girlfriend was put in prison for the murder, but this ghost is like, she didn't do it. I know, just like, I don't remember what happened, but I know she didn't do it. Like, I need you to help my girlfriend who's in prison. And so this medium's like, okay, I'll go help your girlfriend who's in prison, but like, you gotta just shut up. Like, please. And he's like really standoffish. Like he's very like, because it takes all of it, like these ghosts suck the life out of him. Yeah. So he speaks very monotone and very quiet.
He doesn't get sleep.
He's always looks sad. And so like all of his little friends who are like dating these med students are always like, oh, we gotta take care of you. Like, oh, please, guy next door. Like, please look out for him. Like, he's just a small little bean. Fun little side note. This kid has 2 gay dads. One is a white dad. One is a Thai dad. He has a cat named Mr. John. And he has like a little girl spirit thing that maybe not, that hangs out with him and chats with him all the time. And then the guy next door gets sort of involved in this because his mother had died. And he's like, I want you to see if my mother's ghost is still here. And if she is, like, what can I do to help her pass on? And also to tell her, like, I miss her. So, like, can you help me with this? And he's like, I really don't want to. He's like, I don't like you. Like, you're very obnoxious. You're very just like, he's very in your face, like brash, like, you know. And he's like, but I'll do it on one condition. You make my ex-boyfriend who just moved back to Thailand is bothering me, leave me alone. And that's like the basic setup is you've got like Beefcake next door who needs something from this sad, tired guy who's just hounded by ghosts wherever he goes. And he just wants to paint. He's a little artist. He just wants to do some art and get a good night's sleep and be left alone, and he just isn't. And then the hot dad from Naughty Babe is there. He owns a fancy car company, and him and his son refer to each other by their first name, and they have a real cool relationship. It's like the first time you like sort of like see them interacting is the son shows up to his like big office building in like a tank top, shorts, and flip-flops, and he's like about to like go up, and the security guard's like, excuse me, like you can't come in here like just off the street. And he's like, no, I'm here to see like Direk. I'm here to see Direk. And they're like, you can't just see the CEO. Like, who the fuck are you? And so we like come up. It's like, man, like this dude won't let me in. And then like the dad's like, okay, I'll come down and get you. And he comes down and sees him and is like, yeah, of course he wouldn't let you in. Look at you, you loser. Like, you look like a bum. Like, of course, Jesus. Anyway, I love it. It's very it's like, it's better than I'm making it sound.
Well, you're making it sound pretty fun.
I'm making it sound kind of fun. But like, it is really fun, but it's also like oddly sad. It's one of those shows where it's like you're having a good time. You're like, oh, actually, this is like, it's kind of like this guy just really misses his mom. Like, he went to medical school because his mom died of cancer. He doesn't even like being in medical school, but here he is. And yeah, obviously, as of 4 episodes, they have not yet fallen for one another. I think that's going to be the next 4 episodes because like you gotta give we had to get through the ghost thing for the first half. So
there's
like,
things going on.
Yeah, so like we gotta figure out. This comes out on Wednesdays. It's on WeTV. I think there is like one more section after this. I think there's like one more chunk to happen after this one because this just is on the heels of the first half of season 2 that was about a poor little abused photographer who is in love with a med student because they're all in love with med students. Every single one. They're all these rich med students.
Oh no.
Just throwing gay med students, just throwing money at their little boyfriends. It's good vibes. As they should, I suppose. But yeah, it's on WeTV. I'm really enjoying it. And I think a lot of people, the first season was really nice. It had Little Earth in it.
Oh.
Little Earth was in the first season. Kuhard, for anyone who's familiar. And it also had Bass in as the second chunk of the first. So it's got like the OGs. The classic BL twinks are back. They're back, twinkier than ever. No, it's good. And also the guy who's like the beefcake in this one was actually in the original Lovesick as like a side character. So these are all veterans of the Thai BL ecosystem. And they're here 10 years later, still doing their thing, still smooching fellas. You love to see it. Hey. So anyway, I'm really enjoying it, and I think a lot of people would. It's sort of like not super high stakes, not super fast paced. The whole series is that way, so like, I think a lot of people would enjoy them. Good energy. And Amanda, I know you've got something else for us.
I do. I've been watching anime, shocking, and I picked up one from let me see, last year. It finished last year, so it's just like 12, 13 episodes. It's on Crunchyroll, so easy to find. It is called A Mangaka's Weirdly Wonderful Workplace. And this is for the girlies. Like, it just is. This is all girls. The mangaka is a girl. Her editor is a girl. Her, like, assistant colorist is a girl. Girls everywhere. So she writes a manga about what's it called? Shogi? It's kind of like a game, like a chess type, strategy game, I think. But so eventually there's also, you get introduced to a woman who works in the international tournament of shogi or whatever, like, and it's a girl. Like, everybody's a girl. The only guys you ever see are like the, working the desk at the office, or like the bartender, and the one terrible guy who used to be her editor and destroyed her self-esteem because he didn't like anything that she did. The company contracted her. It's like a magazine, and they put out, a magazine with a bunch of serial stories in them, and it's for women, like it's a women's magazine. And every idea that she put forward, he was like, this is dumb. Women don't want to read about that. Like, women don't want to read about sports.
How would you know, buddy? Like, for real here. Oh, are you a woman? Like, I see you identify as a man, so like, I'm not going to tell you your business, but what do you know?
Right. So he's really, her self-esteem has really taken a beating. And about a year or whatever ago, this gorgeous, statuesque woman in the office comes to him and says, you know what, let me take her off your hands, because I've seen some of her storyboards and I think I can work with that. And he's like, great, sounds wonderful, because I am tired of trying to get her to do something normal. And she's like, yeah, why be normal when we can be awesome? So we're going to be awesome instead. And it's so cute. It's so fun. This girl, like, basically the editor's assistant, also a girl. There's another mangaka that she used to work with under another mangaka and all women. And it's all very like she's collecting them as strays. So it sort of starts out, it's just her and her like, you know, it's her and her colorist working in her apartment together, and they're just sad and lonely and do their stuff together. They enjoy each other's company, but they just get work done. And, you know, and then people start coming. This other mangaka that she used to work with is going through a rough time, shows up at her house and just decides to stay. She's like, I like the vibes here. Friends, yay.
Good energy.
Right?
I love that.
They find a puppy. They do, you know, there's like really, and there's clearly some serious crush action happening between the main character and her editor. Like they're very, it's very funny. Like she's sitting there at one point and she's like, the editor's here. She wants meeting. I have to go. I have to put my coat on and get out. And her assistant's like I could just leave and you guys could have your meeting here. What kind of woman do you think I am to have a woman that I'm not dating in my apartment? And she's like, what am I, like, chopped liver? Like,
I'm here.
Okay. And then there's,
excuse me?
There's an episode later where they're staying at a hotel with hot springs or whatever. And they all go to that.
I love a hot springs episode.
Right? And they
love it.
They all go, and but the editor's not going to go. And she's like, aren't you going to come with us? And she's like, oh, like, what kind of editor? I don't think it's appropriate for me as your editor to be in the hot spring with you. And you're like,
calm down, y'all. You're making it a little obvious.
It's very, like, yeah, basically everybody else is like, wow, watching every interaction between these two. And they're like, wouldn't it be nice to be loved like that? It sure would. What are you guys talking about? Like, this is
it would be so nice
business
to know a love. To know a love so pure. You know?
It's very cute.
Genuinely funny.
Stories are good. And yeah, and there's just, it's not that I hate men or anything, but like, it's just, sometimes it's nice to just watch something and it's just all girls. Everybody.
That's okay. You can say it. You can live your truth. You can join us. You can join Sky and me.
The only guy who does any talking is like the villain. And I mean, it's very low stakes villainy, and then, you know, the people that you order around because they're the secretary or the, you know, whatever, bartender or whatever. And you're like, okay, get her a drink.
That's on Crunchyroll?
Back off. Yeah. And it's delightful. It's like 12 or 13 episodes. I think I'm on like 10, and it's been a very fun, easy watch, very cute. Very and it's got some good stuff in it, like the idea of these stories that she wants to tell, and like people are like, oh, you know, do you want to come work for our magazine and tell your stories, because you tell great stories and you have great art, and she doesn't, her self-esteem is still very low, and it's like, I don't know, and her editor's like, no, like, girls like lots of things. What else do you want to, what other stories do you, and she's like, well, I played volleyball in high school and I was thinking maybe I could do a volley. Yes, let's do it. But it's a women's magazine. Women play volleyball. Like, let's go.
You're a woman. You play volleyball. See what we were connecting? That you're not the only one who does that.
Yeah. And like, she's sort of getting known out in the community for telling these great women's stories and stuff. So it's nice. It's
nice.
Nice. It's
Sounds
just
lovely.
a good time.
Such a good vibe. Yeah. Good energy. And with that good energy, we're going into the speed round. Now, the speed round, for anyone unfamiliar, is we just do anything else we've been watching real quick. Nothing real detailed, in depth, just a basic little situation, if we like it or not, etc., etc. So that's what we're doing. Same order, Sky. What you been watching real quick? What else?
So I watched the whole season. It's season 2 of Agents of Mystery. It's on Netflix. This is like the cousin to Busted, if you happen to know Busted. So it's kind of like a scripted puzzle narrative game situation.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember if season 1 did this, but season 2 definitely does, like, the puzzle kind of lasts, I think, through 2 or 3 episodes. I don't remember now, because I pretty much would watch one arc and then I would put it away for a week or two, and then so there were 3 different stories, essentially narrative games that they have to go through, and so they're fun. These people are hilarious. They added one different cast member to the crew, and she is like a choreographer type person, so she's a little bit more brash, and she has really, and they emphasize this, I'm not like other people discuss it on the show, she has very straight, very, very white teeth, like, and she laughs really loud, like, so she's kind of funny. I'm not gonna say the narrative arc of this, but like definitely the first arc they do, like the puzzles that they have to do are so incredibly frustrating. It's so, there's a certain type of joy watching people just be so frustrated together and then finally
Figure it
after
out.
like 3 hours
Clicks.
of working together, because like one of them is essentially like a DDR type game, like where you have to step on, like a rhythm game. All 6 or 7 people have to get it right. So I think it took them
nightmare.
3 hours straight, 2 or 3 hours straight.
Playing DDR for
like,
3 hours.
Like 3 or 4 of these people are like singers, so like they're pretty good with beat. For some reason, the choreographer chick was having huge issues because she's just not used to this type of game.
Yeah.
So like, and if one person messes up, it starts over again. So watching. So you feel for them, and then when they finally get it, like the elation, like there's pure joy, like, and then they have the little kind of sit down clips of little interviews, like, oh, the viewer won't know how frustrated we were like,
we do.
In years. And like, so that's why I get a pretty big kick, because these people work really well together and they're very funny, just personality wise, they're hilarious. So I just got a really big kick out of that. Highly recommend. Season 1 was really fun too. Some of the little narratives are kind of creepy, so just know that that's a thing.
Slight horror edge noted.
Yeah, some of them are a little more horror-y, some of them not so much. This season kind of leaned into that too. It just depends on which arc you're talking about. So I binge watched Boyfriend on Demand. It's on Netflix. It's 10 episodes. I was just glancing at that. I enjoyed it. It's about a webtoon producer and like editor producer person and her rival guy at work who is really quiet, and it's a whole thing. And she goes through, I'm trying to remember, essentially she's asked to product test this like virtual reality dating sim thing, because the character in it is the lead character from the webtoon that she is helping produce. And so like that's your in, and that's where we get like the cast on This Is Wild, the so many people, a couple people I didn't really want to see, but I'm not going to get into that.
That's for a Noonas After Dark episode.
I could talk about that some other time on a different platform.
But enough about that.
But it is really fun. I find that stuff hilarious. So like essentially you see each, I don't remember how it's split up or anything, but so she does not like these types of games. She's never played them before. It's not a thing. But essentially you have these dates, extensive dates with these different dudes, and they're all very different. Like one is your senior at college, that, or a doctor in the ER and you're a nurse, like that's a whole thing, or
the Otome classics.
Yeah,
right?
And so she slowly she's not convinced for a while, and then she really liked that senior at college one. She's like, I like that one a lot, which of course she did based on who that was. But in the meantime, you keep having this rivalry with this guy at work, and then does he have a crush on her? Maybe he does. That's a whole thing. And I mean, he's so in Gook, so like,
yeah. So,
Okay.
so anyway, if you like
get a
that
little
type
so
of,
and Gook as a treat in this one.
yeah, if you like the type of thing, you'll like this type of thing. Like, I can imagine some people would be like, "This is boring." I thought it was hilarious because like I like that type of thing, so
Yeah.
I thought it was fun. Then I'm going to power through very quickly. So I am watching a handful of other C-dramas. A Familiar Stranger. I'm a little bit through that one. I'm also watching A Familiar Stranger. I'm trying to remember where it was. That one is on Viki.
Mhm.
It might be on iQIYI too. I don't know. I am watching Affinity, or I was watching Affinity on Viki. I don't know why. Because I don't know what it's doing, and it is not quite a vertical. It is a little bit longer than what a vertical would be, but it has similar vibes, I think. I would imagine. It's the one that feels very Fated Mates-esque. I don't know what we're doing, but we're doing that, and now we're kind of in a Western setting. I don't know. It's odd. I haven't watched it in a few weeks because then I got hooked on this other stuff. I'm also watching Legend of the Female General. I believe I'm watching that one on iQIYI. I do not remember.
It'll be linked in the blog post.
Regardless. When I click on these things on MDL, they're also being like Viki and all this stuff. I just don't trust it unless I have to go click through. So like that's why I don't know quite. Also watching some of My Journey to You.
Mm-hmm.
And if people who are listening, if you have watched these, you will see what the thread of how I'm watching these is.
Yeah, you can watch the thread, watch the jumps.
Yeah, it's usually, the guy that was in How Dare You? He's in these other two shows? Yes, I'm watching those.
I guess I'll go check a little Ryan check.
Oh, the guy that's in Pursuit of Jade, he's in My Journey to You. Interesting.
I actually on iQIYI, the last time I was on, they actually had just like, they're like, here's a collection. Oh, you like Pursuit of Jade? Here's every drama he's in.
So I was trying to click that on the TV and it doesn't work on my Roku TV. It was like, fine, I'll just have to look it up myself.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah. Then, of course, I'm watching Trigun. I thought I had saved the last 2 episodes to watch last Saturday. I thought I was so proud of myself. I was like, because they're only 20 minutes each, I was like, I'm going to save the last 2 episodes and watch them together. It was episode 11. It wasn't quite the last episode. I messed up. So I did the wrong numbers. So anyway, by the time anyone's listening to this, I will be done with Trigun, Stargaze, and I will have liked it. I guarantee you. Yes.
Yeah.
I figured it was, but I thought I would do it. Like I knew this was Stampede Blast, but you never know. You never know.
How about you, Natalia?
Okay, so I'm gonna start out with I rewatched in preparation for season 2 the first season of the live action One Piece, which I then also watched season 2 in a single afternoon. It was fantastic. I love I could never really get into the anime because like it's so long.
It's a lot.
I only have so much time on this earth. But the live action is so fun and it really just zips through these like something that took 40 episodes. Episode and a half. Done. And I love it. I think it's great. The cast is fantastic. It's so whimsical. Like, but I've heard people who like the anime only have good things to say about the live action.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's great. I love it. It really sort of confused my husband because he's not really used to hearing me watch things in English if it's not like a murder documentary. Because like when I'm doing things around the house, I put murder documentaries on so I can just sort of like half pay attention to them and be like, oh. But he was like, what? Like, but like, so he's used to like if he hears English, it's a murder documentary or like a Balatro video, and he was like, this doesn't sound like either a murder documentary or a Balatro video, like. And I was like, I'm watching One Piece again. He was like, oh, okay. But no, it was excellent. That's on Netflix. It was great. So I had like a really bad like arthritis flare one day, and I just needed something. I just picked something. And I watched the entirety of the show Positively Yours on Viki, which concerns like a woman who was never going to find love and a man who decided never to marry, have a one-night stand, and she gets pregnant. It was fine, and I'm telling you, like I watched it in like one day because it was like a perfect distraction on like a pain day. Do I remember much of what happened in this show? My brain has decided, not important. And just like, I vaguely remember, like, I didn't watch it that long ago. I watched it like 2 weeks ago. And my brain's like, you don't need to care about what happened.
I only watched the first episode of that one, like, right when it came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, after the first episode, I was like, I think I got the vibe. I'm fine.
Yeah. No, and really, truly, you do. Like, and it was absolutely watchable. That's all I get. Like, someone may really enjoy it. I just gotta say, it was watchable. You know, my brain decided I don't need to remember much about it because it was also a little forgettable. This is very unfortunate. Like, the acting was fine, like the cast was good, but it's just like this ain't much. There ain't much going on here, you know. Speaking of ain't much going on, I also finished Dare You to Death on Netflix. listen. The show could have been good. I get a little sad when you're watching a show and you're like, if you had picked a lane, this would have been a good show. Like, if you had decided to go like zany sex romp with cops, that would have been a show. Or if you had decided to go like crazy, like, you know, mystery serial killer, that could have been a
scenes.
Yeah, plus like, you know, like maybe a slow burn romance, that could have been a show. You can't do the horniest cops in the world plus the most sadistic serial killing. You can't do it. You can't have the horny comedy cops solving a horrible co-ed crime spree. You can't do it. It can't be done. I'm sorry. You tried.
There's almost like a spectrum like line that if you go too far of a swing, it doesn't work anymore.
No.
You know what I mean?
The rubber band snaps.
Eventually.
Whereas just like it was one of those where it's like the characters show up and it's like, all right, y'all need to be less horny immediately. You're at a crime scene. like a woman is dead. You can't be fucking each other with your eyes right now. We can't, like, your brother is like in like the crosshairs of this horrible series of murders. Why are you so intent on seducing your new boss? This is crazy. We can't be doing this. Anyway, it was like the crimes were too much. The horniness was too much. Like, it didn't match. They needed to balance it better. The act, like they were doing, like, listen, they were doing their best. You know what I mean? Like, Jung Dunk, they're fun. We love to see it. Also, it's like, okay, the characters they were playing, these two actors, they're not old enough to be playing these characters that
hardened detectives.
Yeah, like you know, like, you know, you're like a 23-year-old inspector. Get the fuck out of here. You're lying to me.
Old wary. And
the worst part was, it also had our boys, Al Boom, who, if you're familiar, never get the lead role in anything. They could have played these characters because they look older. This would have been a more appropriate casting, but it's like, for some reason, GMMTV is like, we're not giving them a lead role. We're not gonna, everyone wants them to have one, but we're not gonna do it. I'm just like, what, like, do you hate money? Anyway, it was like a bad script. Like, the direction was comical when it shouldn't have been, and like, just listen, not a good show, but I did watch it, and like, there were like, I watched it and sort of like, you know how you're like fascinated, you're like, how did they fuck this up so bad?
It's like, aw.
Yeah, you're like, wow, why was this the one they sold to Netflix? Like, this isn't like promoting the quality that GMMTV can make. Like, it true, like, this is crazy. Anyway, we're just gonna move on that because they've started. GMMTV has started a new show that's on Viki that I actually very much think is a much better balance. And the title may take you away for a second, but I'm gonna bring it back. Okay, so it's called "Love You, Teacher." Hold on. Not what you think. Not what you think. So it's a Purse Santa situation. If you're familiar with GMMTV, they're great together. Where they're both elementary school teachers. Okay. So the main character, played by Perth, does not like children, but he loves his partner. And his partner's only dream is to be an elementary school teacher. And he's like, well, okay, like I had nothing else going on, so I'm also going to become an elementary school teacher so we can spend all our time together. And this guy, best elementary school teacher you've ever seen in your life. Like, he just loves his job, okay? And he loves his boyfriend. And so he wants to help his boyfriend succeed. He then gets hit by a car. Stay with me. And he's seemingly physically okay, but he did hit his head pretty hard. And you very quickly find out that he now occasionally, and by occasionally, like half the time he's awake, thinks he's 7 years old. And so he like reverts back to like a child and really fucks up his boyfriend who doesn't like children's day. And they could have just played this for pure like comedy, and they do a little bit, but also there's like a deep, like just tragic sadness to it, where he's like, I love this man so much, and if half the time he's a 7-year-old, then half the time I'm his dad, and if half the time he's my boyfriend who's like a 25-year-old elementary school teacher, then half the time he's my boyfriend, and that's what we have to do. And it's only 2 episodes out, and I was just like, whoa, this was better than I thought it was going to be. So I'm like really excited to keep watching it, because I was actually shocked at how I was like, because I was expecting, listen, I got let down by Jesse's death. I was very pleasantly surprised by how the show is going. I'm not done. I also watched the Japanese version of Boy Next World, which was a Thai BL MAME number. And so there's been like a series of these Japanese remakes of MAME shows. And I hate to say it, but they're freaking dog walking the Thai versions. Like, they're so much better. It's actually crazy. I'm like, how are they getting away with this? Like, imagine like buying the rights and then just absolutely just being like, nah, this is how you should do it. Like, they're so good. It's crazy. And I liked the original just fine. But this version, like, if you're like, oh, I really want to watch Boy Next World, should I watch the Thai version or the Japanese? Don't ask yourself. Just go watch the Japanese version. It's kind of a lot. You don't have to ask these questions. Just watch the Japanese version. Save yourself like 8 episodes. All right, and a very a very terrible ending. That's very stupid on the Thai version. The Japanese one, they said, yeah, we're not doing that. We're gonna make it make sense, and they did. It was great. I've continued to watch My Romance Scammer, which is on WeTV. It continues to be my favorite show that I'm currently watching. It is, and that's not just because Ohm is in it, though that is a plus, but it is incredible. I talked about it last episode. If you want to know what it's about, it's still about that. So they're still doing shenanigans. It's of course, we're in like the point where after they've been discovered. And things have gone down, but it's really good. It's on WeTV. I also started Sammy's Children's Day, which is on Gaguala and Viki, and it's really good. However, the dubbing very much does not match what the actors' mouth movements. So just keep that in mind. It's set in the 80s, and it takes place in like the walled city in Hong Kong. And it's like, which if you're not familiar is an actual place. Basically it was like a walled off city where basically crime was just Like society just said, yeah, we abandoned. The government said, no, you're your own problem. And so it follows this kid who is like the first college student to come out of this walled city. And he gets, unfortunately, through a series of unintentional situations, sort of shanghaied into writing the script for a gangster who's making a movie that his sister's going to star in. And he's like, I went to college for economics. Like, I don't write. He's like, no, you write scripts. He's like, okay, okay, like you have a knife, I write scripts. And then things go bad, That's how it goes.
Can I hop in here super duper
absolutely
quick?
You can.
It's going to be kind of a side note. So one of the lead roles fellas in Sammy's Children's Day was also in pursuit of Jade. Have you heard about this situation?
No.
That's why I bring it up. So he played a secondary character. I don't, but since he got cast in that gay show, he's just his body. So they have AI'd his face with a different actor who is in the Untamed.
They gotta stop doing this. Like,
so that's a thing.
It's just it's so much effort for something so stupid that if they hadn't brought attention to it, no one would know.
No one would have cared.
Like, no one would have picked
so
up
like
or cared.
essentially so it's obvious when people choose to be in a queer show,
they get punished.
They get taken out completely of
literally
the mainstream stuff.
So it's like, it's really wild of these actors to be like, yeah, I'm gonna be in this queer show anyway.
Right.
And also, it's not technically made in China; it's made in Hong Kong. So
right,
like, they're and so I think like the main reason the dubbing is not great is because I think it was originally filmed in Mandarin and they dubbed it into Cantonese. So it doesn't quite. Gotcha. But I'm really enjoying it. I think it's quite good. And of course, I've been watching about 5 billion vertical dramas. But one of them I watched on iQIYI. And this actually, okay, I'm going to tell you. I was telling my husband that I get pissed off when one of them is good because that's not why I'm here. You know what I mean? Like, I get like actually unreasonably annoyed when I'm like, this could have just been an actual drama. Like, why are you like that? I'm here for like the terrible relationship dynamics and like, dumped my scum boyfriend and married his dad. Like, that's what I'm here for. So why are you bringing me a well thought out original script? Why?
How dare you?
Isn't that a movie in the theater? Like,
I could have just gone. I could have watched this. Just and the one that I watched, which I will give a shout out to because it was really good and it did star my favorite vertical drama actor, Chen-Si. Shout out to Chen-Si, love him. Was called Starlight Redemption. It was on iQIYI. It's also known as Falling Under the Stars. And let me just tell you the quick plot of this because it's so messed up. Which is what made it good. So basically, this guy gets reborn into the body of his comatose uncle after his wife commits suicide on their wedding day because she hated him so much because he was terrible to her. So he's now in the past in his uncle's body and is like, I'm going to prevent myself from doing to her all that I did and give her a good life this time because I'm so racked with guilt and I did actually love her. I was just a piece of shit. And but his younger self is still there doing shit. And the uncle's in a wheelchair. He's like an ambulatory wheelchair user. Like, which, let me tell you, a lot of people do have confusions about in the show as well. Because he'll be in a wheelchair and then he'll like get up and walk for like 2 feet. And people be like, you can walk? He's like, yeah, for like a little bit. I was in a horrible car accident that left me in a coma for 10 years. Like, I'm still learning how to walk. But it was so much better than it had any right to be. I was like, And it had like a pretty standard ending, but I was like, it's ended, but there's still like 2, like, because it shows you like little mini, like how many episodes are left, and it still had 2 episodes. They did like a straight up alternate tragic ending too, so you could like choose your own vibe for how you want it. I was like, this is
okay.
I'm like, you can't do this to me. You can't actually make good stuff. I need you to keep being bad. You can. I like, it's nice when they're good,
It's
but
nice.
it's more fun when they're bad. I also watch a lot of, Palatra streams and draw feed, that sort of thing. My classics, nail videos, the classics. Amanda, I know you've been watching a few other things.
I have. I've also been watching the currently airing mini J-drama, Tabi to Boku to Neko, also out there in the world. We talked about this one, I think, on what's coming up next month. It's the one about the travel writer who talks to cats. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's a travel writer and he talks to cats. And it's
incredible.
Very cute. It's
Do the cats really talk back?
They don't, like, they haven't like CGI'd their mouths or anything like that. So the cats are just sitting there staring at you, but there's a voice. Like, and they have done a very good job of like matching the vibe of the voice to the vibe of the cat. So it's like a grumpy old man cat with a grumpy old man voice. And it's a pretty, Persian princess with like a pretty Persian princess voice, like it's very cute. The first episode has a lot more to do with the cats than the second episode does. But it's the vibe of this is very, very strongly brought to you by the Japanese Board of Tourism.
Yeah. I genuinely love when shows are like that.
Writer, emphasis on travel.
Yeah. I genuinely love when shows are like that.
He goes to these beautiful places, takes beautiful pictures. They show you beautiful mountains, beautiful ocean, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then he'll meet a cat on the street and go, hey, where do the people like to eat? And the cats will be like, I don't really like what you like, but like, there's always a lot of people standing outside that shop down the street, and he's like, okay, that must be the place to go for food. Like, it's so dumb, but also very cute and very sweet. And I mean, this actor must just be living his best life. He's just going around eating good food and giving cats
hanging out with a cat.
Like it's a good time.
He's living our dreams. How does it feel? How does it feel, sir? Living our dreams.
My son and I started watching an anime from a few years back called Assassination Classroom. The plot of this is absolutely insane. Basically,
a big
smiley face octopus guy blew up 3/4 of the moon and has come to the Japanese government and said, if you let me teach high school assassination class, then if one of these students manages to kill me after a year of teaching them, then I won't blow up the earth. But if nobody kills me, then I'm going to blow up the earth. And he's the best teacher that these kids have ever had. They're like
classic.
They're the E class. So they're at this like fancy preparatory school that has one class that serves as the like, you better study or else you'll wind up in the E class with all the dummies, And this teacher is like, you're in school. You should learn. I will teach you how to do things. So like, there's just all these ridiculous scenes of like him teaching them history while they're throwing knives at him and trying to kill him. And he's like, that was a good shot, but you didn't go fast enough. Like, and then goes
good effort.
Nice try. Like, one girl is really, she's like, I'm not good with like the assassination stuff, but I'm really good at chemistry. So I've tried to make some poisons that I thought might hurt you. Would you be willing to try them and give me some like pointers as to what I can do better? And he does. He drinks like these different poisons and they do different things to him. He's like, that last one almost had me. Work on that one. Good job. Like, it's just so dumb and so weird. And you're like, what are we doing?
I love people's imaginations.
Right?
Like, those types of shows, I'm like,
People are
someone
so
came up with this. I
creative.
love this.
Amanda, I think you'll be very excited to know. You're wondering to yourself, is there a live action movie version of this anime from 2015 that also stars the dude who starred in the live action version of Full Metal Alchemist?
Ooh.
Maybe!
All right then.
We know what Natalia's going to be watching very soon.
I'm already sourcing this bad boy. Don't even worry about it.
So yeah, so that one's very fun. I'm still watching Journal with Witch. There's a couple episodes left to go on that one. It's still very sweet and very sad and very heartwarming. This past week, I've been binge watching Shrinking on Apple TV. So, which is English, but really goes with the Journal with Witch vibes. So, because it's also a lot about like loss and stuff. It's by like the makers of Ted Lasso and Cougar Town. So like very, very different vibes, those shows, but this one, quite good. Very enjoyable. And similar to Natalia's Belatro stuff, I've gotten like sucked into this Unk Ball on these streams on YouTube. It's just two middle-aged Chinese people sitting next to each other. They've got two different colors of balls, and there's these like fans on a slightly inclined table, and the fans have like little, you know, like loops in them that to catch the balls, and you have to like throw your ball up in just the right arc so that it'll come back down and land in one of these little slots. And if you can, you get different points for doing different patterns and stuff. And like, it's so like, it's just mind numbing, but like, it's so funny. Like, and
Bellatro's a little more complex than that.
Yeah. Like, it just sucked me in. It was like,
they do.
YouTube was like,
you're just,
oh, hey, this is on live and lots of people are watching it. And I was like, what is that even? And I click on it.
like,
and that's basically all the comments are like, man, I don't even know what's going on, but I am loving this. Like, everyone's like,
you know, it's sort of
cost to like get this in your basement. Like, I want to do this. Like,
it sort of has the energy of like, why am I watching this? Back one day I just found myself watching Hamster Rave, if anyone knows what Hamster Rave is, which anyone who doesn't know was just a live stream where a guy had a bunch of hamsters and he like had put them like just their like toys and stuff and was just playing like rave music. And I do believe there was a picture of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in like their enclosure for some reason, and he was like doing like, you know, like flat, like, you know, like lights and like just, you know, rave music, and it was just them like running on wheels and stuff, and I was like, I could watch this forever. That has that energy where it's just like, I don't know why I'm watching this, but it's oddly relaxing.
It's apparently the game itself is called Star Cluster Ball is the other name for it, but the channel on YouTube is Unk Ball. And I think it's called Unk Ball because it's a bunch of unks playing it. Like, it's just a bunch of old men and old ladies and middle-aged, like, the young people get out there.
You gotta spend time somehow, you know?
By the middle-aged folks and the old guys and stuff. But it's a good time.
Now, one thing I do want to give a shout out to. So, Jessie, I know, has watched this a little bit. I've watched it a smidge. The PWHL, the Professional Women's Hockey League, they have free games on YouTube, like often. Like,
nice.
I'm not saying all the time, but just given everything that's gone on lately and stuff, we won't get into that. But, you know, because we kind of talked about that last time. I'm just saying, like, Jessie will kind of put it on sometimes. I checked it out a little bit. It's really fun. So, like,
good hockey.
If you want something else to like have on in the background or what, or zone out.
Why not support women's hockey?
Yeah, exactly. And it's really, really fun. So the comment section too is always like a blast. So I've heard. So I'm just putting that out there.
Nice.
PWHL, for free on
Nice.
YouTube.
Cool.
Check that out. And with that, thank you for checking us out. And we'll be back next week with another episode. We're hoping it's the one that we had to reschedule, but we'll see. I'm not making any more promises about what episodes are going to be anymore. It's just like a recipe for it needing to be moved, and then I look like a liar. So we're gonna, not do that anymore. But there will probably be an episode next week.
Probably.
That's as committal as I'm getting these days. There's probably, statistically speaking, there's usually an episode on Monday. And so we will hopefully be back then. So thank you for hanging out with us. Also, after this episode has just gone out, there will have just been a live stream that we did on the weekend. Another Roll for Drama, which you can go check out the VOD for. And also there's a live stream coming up on Wednesday. What's coming up live stream, where we tell you all the new Asian dramas and K-pop comebacks that have been announced for the upcoming month. So that is happening. So anyway, thank you for hanging out with us. We'll be back next time. If you listen to us in audio, thank you for listening to us on audio. We love our audio people. But if you like video, we're also on YouTube. Thank you for watching us in video, all you video people. We also love you too. And of course, we got to give a shout out to our found family over on Patreon, which you can join if you want to support this weekly podcast that we do. You can go to patreon.com/certified Noonas and join the found family. Last week, I did put up a seconds from the Drama Gems episode for anyone curious about that. It didn't go up on the day I said it would on the episode. Enough about that. But enough about that. It went up. It went up, is all I gotta say. And as always, if you want links and time codes and everything to this episode, it'll be linked below to our website, certifiednoonas.com, where every single episode we've ever done has its own little post. You can listen to them or watch them since we've been video over there. And with that, we hope you have a fantastic week. As always, wash your hands, wear a mask, and keep enjoying Asian entertainment. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.